say eye osome ene na kakra no no afase ne ba ko a na wo mo atwa diki na wo mo atwa ne nan na wo mo atwa ne nsa ayi ni spare parts ni nyina no wo mo di body ni firi nkran ba ya ni nkwan am fa so wo mo ye no wo mo na di tini tiaso na ne nan ni tiaso the BBR tiaso a so wo mo na complete dead body ena wo mo edebre na busiafo no ya de down e wo Alaska Junction ema amansani ya de baby ena wo mo eye ayi kuma ede ma no ena wo mo ekosie akwadaro na de tie ne se saa no wo faase na wo mo ekosie no no na oyobi a ono ena odi nini aba no ne makan a oye de ma ewu tie se ma ni yi pa na ade ba to so na ya ne se resa na pia no ne maame na oyobi a oto aduane and into a trade, I don't know so I will be a assembly and the opposite from ID college. Now, and that's all something. And I'm going for area holding I did almost say, hey, I didn't know my name free more. I am not man and another of my mission will be an MIA. And then acquire assembly and also a double. And the woman at Tivo, no one trade, no one should see area holding in Arno, not acquire assembly at double. And no one say a One free case back, a free view. The Uncle almost say Richard Apiano, almost to say, not being a canoe. The idea at the Boroha and the air train. So the Kaya, Satan, not honorable chair, no crap. I will know a deputy attorney general in charge of state prosecutions. Near Tafreno, 9 minutes in Como, abiding the soap, abiding the soap, and no answer abiding Frisua. I and this Abanso Abaya. And also, you be something for Ibuso, and they can go on Adoroma. One more a day, ye did at a year. Aya, one more ethnical life improvement. So, now about a credit in Edifat Richard Apia home, and will clearly receive no. Mo, Nana one of him. Now, bra ruling ne buy no. Mote say Accra High Court. So they work canoni. Say na this year was Sunyane. Abisim ni Alaska Junction and Kasa etie. Abanada eye obiano eniaje na abam enthusiast first no ananipa every asa asem no afunu nipa because the number of afunu nipa ne say o share with the apia tama wo mo eche no na hwe no old speaker now share a name say or court now when after ya to so ne mpapo ya polish iti awoyi ne no a ayes to stand no me ne ko mu nyina ya ma na funu nyina toto ko mu nyina ya ma say kama no be able to say enti obi a ko she premier say no ya na the court one say you know video so SOMPA TV alaroma na social media na so ta na man ko 40 maya mo kesene ne say e on them and answer on them. It's not the two woman. The good is here to Sinyana say. Now, Aja, so for a woman, a woman, a master in that labor. Now, one two, I'm not a brand new children. Now, Osha and Sunki. Ubet me a kind of fame on Padina. Now, make us over the call, no. Maybe I'm not Ukuyamaku, and ask Sabia Group. Maybe I'm not a particular area of US and or the Aganic. No, you have one to call to say. Nipa. Now, those of the court, no, how a team, every hour, Senatade, at the end of Pano, Matoso, then Pamua, Oman hands, now the Libya, I come. Now, where are the if you're near, or what is say, you don't have to then you know, Afriborn. Abanada, and Shadanya, the because I didn't know the woman team then that I saw no crown, but you'll be a woman to say. And you know, was feeling because you can't say if you wouldn't go court. That's about what kind of say. The fund say, the years and prawn no hand. And I say, Lansecrano or Babaco, or see Unyapiano, and ask a cocoa number the Yaman chamber and car okay. It is so 80,000 seven, 80,000 seven, are buying at the Aqua Tumua, and I said, at Napa Tumua. Dear. Now, so you are not there one to form a person open and 10. Among who is a papa and the extra area of the and Patamo. Now, one of the same in Patamo. We can send this here. Gabo se nipa na ho biensa but and because of social media no and then yema ba ku de ni ntino who ofra na o hele phone so dada and as an ability to them dada eji wakoda mu a ya mere kana sie it I should I new ewo abisin and then impatamu the some ya bi as na wo mo de shi nem any sema ya na okanitia
Nana when say da asebo a sa asemi no enya de ansem sisi badwafo ebeja ne trasa mo besa adomu asu kwa kosi se obese timamufo nso wono mbehu de ekọ enti enwumiro de maminya wo na fufuro bi ebese efire akire bra ruli ni abawie no na wadama ye bo opunu mayinim so obeje enso
meda asia APAM DADAA
na wode menchi amabusu ani nyina
o mo so
Nana poku piesie fa asemche sompa sunwane ene ye koya asemi de wono no de no woye wo mu ne se na nye wono ne jeje no ena nye wono nso ne kwaduboni no nanso firasam na hyase ekwa kosi na wieye no wo mo ni edi akira kosi se ene de asie abusua ye ka ne saa no de ya ye so na betiri ehunu badwam no ye nyi ne mu anwumre die ntia nkomo no yetimi die ema wote ase nyina ye se pepsodent ye na nopa no ena yasan eye na nwumre yi wokutaye mu ena ye de nsempa no esomwo na ni nyina nkamfua no ye de kan akwaje asam no sade na hyase eye ya de babesi babie aduri nanso wo mo a ebo asam no ho aho wodi ho nkomo na wo mo twetwe ne se wo wianam ehun se we de eye first degree felony anasa sanete edi law ne enim law for no wo mo na wo mo gina asemi mu a say life imprisonment naba na no de se ye pa kwankere bi ne ye pe bibi ehuna ene lawyer Thomas Sean we private legal practitioner wa bene wa mremu pa ne ncha ne ebetimi akọ ne ye wa hotoso se obetimi amayen interpretation to the law lawyer anwumere oti enka sompa hot bite so ni majoe na mabobo ano emra ehoboko de yede ho ase papa anwumere se hot bite sompa e frɛ wa yama ne boye tiawa 2021 awudi sem bi esi ewo bono na henkro sunyane abesim abamu areche dapia wogi binumo ekra afiri wo mo nsam a asam no ada ho amfinhye be se numni ye twekwa ye tweba ene akra ha court ahye se wonkonko da afiase ne nkwa na nyina na sa life imprisonment ene twetwe yaso ebisa na wo mo kwa kokunu bi ebi nso se na tie ye de bobo adum ne adan eba mremu a se court kase obi ko life imprisonment a mi reason wo pa kire sen pa
yo the court kase obi ko da fiase life imprisonment na just koda ne biefie kosi ni wuda yini on sama mekaya hu on sama yeni nifa hu di mena o yakobada no ono onya no saa so beda fiase kosi ni wuda titana teche eno entrese ye kokunu wo fiase o dabi se ye buanu kunfu a ye kase ye buanu kunfu ana se ye begini kwefini someone anu na ye death sentence we no nye death sentence we know ye life imprisonment excess okada ewia efiase aye dwumaden o fiase asana ejanemu awane busiafo
enti we a wo kɔ ne de se ne abusuansa bɛka no a na ebre wafirim
sana tie
okay
you know the sentence no obese bi wi ebre da obi ana obese the sentence bi
na miwura aba ne sei no se ekoba se wo mbaka se wo mo ye appeal amano a kwan wo ho ana
eri ana ni nyina begina record of appeal no the record of appeal say obi asama to say ba we no acquire criminal case na ye di ni court no ne charge sheet a ye de bo no kwedu and as a bail of indictment is an say we no murder case there a serious offense into no ye try no on the friend indictment and you know the bill of indictment no any ni da court can ye bisa me say we di for na we di bim in mo ayo de mani ni ya strong judge ni tre court ni record book and I say e could say a bear trial witnesses are fair or more masem and I say cross examination see it to menum nina sounds nina ewo ko sit down ye ma judgment nina no ewo record book and you know say o ko appeal record book no file notice of appeal record book no ye be copies e dey akoma appellate court no nti appellate court no be hwe enti aya na ni gina say ya sepisi ko ya e wo record of appeal no say obi ka say o appeal ni case na che say o ka say judgment na by what trial court no e fuso bi wo mramu either mramu for ana say some facts ni bi judgment no what is the two facts na en kopapa general ya lawyer for kind of say the judgment is against the weight of the evidence no and you know sanyo manu na lawyer for the steady record of proceedings no na amu say a prime bi da ho ha say prime ba ko da ho ha na amu gina no so e dey file notice of appeal na amu gina no so be file almost submissions bring so and no na that say you no ma amu ye a judge for court of appeal no amu say ebia attention bia koso ebia yan kan say attention na tem from so how can attention na say part say judges may be some judge may be some high court no why compromise them enye attention some minimum ebia information bi ekoso judge no ye information bi a say appellate court no ejina so reverse conviction no and no ana ebetimi ama actually say me appeal no good chance of success and I say need good chance of success
sa ba mu a Richard appear ya he say wa say appear fudin ya ye mi wura say wo hwe na asem no a na ye ka sa de mra no mo implement no obeche first degree felony we wo no ne de na wa kum nipa twetwa wo mo na ma say frigim na ye je de ne life no ne felony na ye de wa hibia
so you go not go do na de ko no go do a go na wo ye mra kind of say criminal code no the try to be kind of key
abone fo samomra no
emra no go do a go na ewo mu no ya categorizing into three ba ko ye first degree felony
okay
ba ko so ye second degree felony and a ba ko ho a ye friend misdemeanor and to say a first degree felony and to say a bonimu pin pa and to be to say murder it would be a bit to say rape defilement and no a first degree felony and no so could be a way no back one and no wasotria and man I should say the no either life imprisonment or death. Life imprisonment or death.
And yeah, Obaka say yeah, death sentence. Muntina, one wanna call life imprisonment, you know.
And only this life imprisonment now. To me about, but don't mean that's no crime. You can't say a brother death sentence. That's what I'm saying. A judge in a discretion.
Okay.
Once my judge, you know, sir, a queen say obey decided whether or the number two affable life imprisonment. And I say obey my yekuno no. And no judge need to be taking that decision no, depending on evidence that when any said they are Osimu Assembly keeper. And you know, now so say no, they are abolishing death sentence there. And you know, the worst form of punishment obey to me be ama a life
imprisonment. Lawyer ansa na yebeja wo na mu no. Council sa asem we ya na edu ba bi atwetwe aso. Se emra no edu ba bi na ye di human right aba. Nti sabre ya wo call life imprisonment ono ni human right no ayera won.
Human rights no okay kan your constitution ya mamra no a actually can say right ni dey obi our right no. Now so there are exceptions to the right.
Okay.
Ya wonyo ma bia etumi ma kwan ma wo right no.
Efiri won sa.
And the example is said, why a police suspect say why I'm from so. A woman say we have right to liberty, and then out to me, or be our person or could be to me to crime. Now so say police me as to say, we did say why I'm from so. The man to me say to me arrest you. At that point, you know, why interfere with the right? But I am no and I'm on a crime say or interfere with the right, you know. Sounds soon as a could deny from Libya, not to a boo far. No, yet you could do it if you say, I have Maranoa, Yamam Ranama Pine said, that to meet you far who didn't feel some situation remove them. And you know, a banasana, and yet human rights abuse. Lemon, enforcement of the criminal laws of the country.
Into we in theatre and a fan who do so said the human rights activists and the Beba say. Life imprisonment there e was empany for ye ho biribi mo
dabi kra emrana ma ho kwan say yenje ne fa ho di finish sem in fact empo say that sentence here juma emrana to me ma kwan say e won say your constitution guarantee the friend right to life now so excellent say why am from swa emrana ma kwan say to me sentence ni to get no I don't know. So your sentence to like that sentence if you know human rights principles are internationally human rights abuse. Okay. Abuse of your right.
Council enyumire ye bede wase pa ne enkyerɛkyerɛ a wadom de ama ye na foforo bi ye besa atwetwe ya so no ye bɛbɔ opunum ne ye gi wudi sɛ ye bɔ mu nso abehini yen.
Mate.
Yewra Thomas Eshon we emrenim ni waben wo mremu pa we private legal practitioner ne nkyɛn ne yɛkɔ ya yakɔ akɔgye emra no sɛ de ɛka no ene ɛho nsɛm a wɔde yɛn akɔ ho sukuu no abusua ɛyɛ hot bite no num mpa mu a esane a ewura no nsia ekɔse no nsia bɛbɔ apa ho sema na duonum kaseɛ ene yeguso a yɛde ma no na mmom ma remfio sɛ time heba Mr. Dr. Tafiri Jedro no wɔka yɛn ho ena ya no aye dendenden malaria ntumi yen yeguso a ebe edema wo no malaria duro tatahwe no wo de ye se ye fever ana wonu mu na ato wuntumi nidi honam yawa na asa ya bro ka ho na eye adwuma te se massage no enti anu wa hye no nso time echeche ba Mr. eno nso ka ho enti wanom time he ba Mr. na wie no na de echechi na to so ene ye de prapra chire eba na sa so a yade ne tumi tu yira abra wo hu ba bi ebefa na wo de ayaresa ba fie woguso ye adwuma wokutayimu ena kase no ye de ebrewo abusua menkwansa straight yeko
Abusua yetoa ensem ne so ede amamo yeko prosifo akache na Ghana Police Service yekase womo achire adesuafo ensia ya womo gentete ewo Agri Memorial Senior High School na bone a womo ye ne se womo akodi final year student bia na wono so gentete ewo Adisadel College ya ewo Cape Coast mfimfi mantemu womo akodi ne mpabura enye asem kuma kra na wo kyensem twofo nkratase ya prosifo ye wo mfimfi mantemu ede ba ye ene yi a womo se sare hosemi esi na wotwe na wie ye eye nano efiada musumi ni da na etoso aduro no beye no miensa agba pa mu se maduasa enwumre mu hono a na na ye da etwato a womo edi Intercollege Sports Festival ehhye so ewo Cape Coast Stadium emfifi mantemu na yesi abrante ne ekopapa no obobo no ye friend Rexford Owusu ansa na womo atake no ewo Pedu Junction wabra na wo free campus woni ne namfofo mienu na yesi adesuafo ya womo ye sa no womo ko stope no emfifi ho se woman bisa na no asem krapo se bia den wa ye anasa den o ehwa no wo magene iPhone 17 Pro Max ya wo kitai ebie sika na e wo ne ho 1400 Ghana cedi student no na wo magene nsia mutimi ko hia student baako ya wo no so aba enjoy program ni bie wo kwan mu bro no mu wi a magene ho sika na ne iPhone.
And then we can also show as well. So we see that the technology works. It's just a matter of in a short time we see clear difference between what we came to meet and where we have treated the water to. So as I mentioned earlier on, it took us about $200,000 to procure an amount that will clean 1 kilometer of every flowing river body. Brem River is about 175 kilometers. So you can do the mathematics. We are talking about $35 million. River Pra is 275 kilometers times $200,000, and Cobra is also about 260 kilometers. You can also do the mathematics and you see how much it will cost us to clean these major river bodies.
But yes, $200,000 there. One be here. Now I'm there pilot no. E anya sem kuma. Enu achi wade bi to so no achi say. Sa amanam djuma emfa mra kwan su. Aba ha o man ne pa nti wototo desre. Wanu ma wabie, wanu ma ka bie wo mu, wache hene ka ho. Ena achima hemfo ne nyina titru. Afei epiemu ewo baabi a ensu wada. Asantema mu ene baabi a obi amfana no ntum na wamwa.
Once we get the money, which of course we call for support from all bodies, private, individuals, government, we expect that the source is water into the environment, both the water and the land. They should use the nano copper to clean the water bodies. It started with the NDC manifesto. It is clearly stated that within the 4-year mandate that the President of Ghana, His Excellency, come up with this technology that we can use to clean. He has continuously engaged us because if you remember, in October, the President invited all CEOs in giving the update on how far we have gone with the Galamsey fight. A month on, he called me at home asking deep questions on how far we have gone with our plans to the degraded land restoration and also the polluted water restoration. So this is how far we have come. We have also...
In fact, this is how far we have come. Baby, I bedroom ye hear man for nyina say wonu modem no say man for nyina no. Ne kase pa ba ko aya professor o say sampede. Papa yi eba no say yem papa nipa na yenhwe ne na akwa anu mu ne nia ekoso nipadua nu mu a waka hono bie wa be ne pa ye ne monkomo ne mu sasa so nia EPF wonu mu ye aso ewo a long life effect bi anaze we no ayete se nia wato boabo so na ta so no wom de begum enso enko ba bia na yemu sasa so kwan ben no man no ye betimi afa so no ane se yatu enuro e de agu nsuo no mu ana prophet menka hot bite so ne e wasompa 106.5 FM so yemu akwa ba o
mejo so mejo fo nyina so me mo bia so a che mo bia han so
ya je so pa na yenim se na wo bre no esua pa na wapone kakra de ama ye na time difference no so a waboa yem pa na minim se what se EPF so am ye piloting bi wo mo boa ma yensuo ni mu ate kakra na minim se watietie anyi wo nkrata ni bi akenkan a wo kenkan bi na wo hwe mfoni no na tofa bomu no wo se we feasible ana we di amfa
yo me da CP me kia tiefo bi nse me sikan no said you can also a pilot project, meaning say they are trying to experiment it to see whether it will work or it's feasible, like who can. Some method no almost the two, and in fact, and the crime say many sister stations need be at the home command pay. Discuss about some new technology out there. Ghana Pesi use to near Pesi between the ATNs, you know. I say na nasi ntune ni ayefi no say enema mienu e no say yehwe ensuo no ayefi no is it the heavy metal na mensuo na ayefi ana say ateche no na mensuo na ni aye course ano se yepese hohoro ateche no free ensuo na ni dia eno die ye betimi use sa technology ya omo kan say yepese use say ye di te eni yi sa heavy metals na free mu dia ntina minister ka say a pilot project na say war experimental phase na yepesi edition no because minimum says copper nanotechnology no idea yetimi use so editing so any form bacteria virus and fungi as you say nsuo no you know say ateche na ma bacteria ku nsuo no na say virus wo nsuo no na say fungus bi wo nsuo no na pesi edit ani dia basically and then the major and I see the main purpose for copper nanotechnology. Na say pesi edit insurance dia edit insurance from heavy metal as say insurance dia and me tum say me minister na ya adwene say ye no experiment ya hwese be ya na say nyeye.
Sir, we no sa pilot ya wono mu ye any sika EPA for the abetu over $200,000 Ghana dollars ya wo say no dey betimi ahia ma for this piloting no ni edi kan kura ye binie na ye hyase wo brem emu wo epoye mantam mu ye read timidity level I won nsuo no mu sese ya ne sane ya hyase no a no na mambusa say feasible ana even though I piloting but sane nsuo na ta chana dimu pa asiase anka wa nyina wo hunu bie no sane sika kra mo so am de piloting no eso
You say utie ya minister no asema no wokan o kire say omo ye no say be ya wo hwe nsume fa nsa ankobra ana say wo fa bi de say dream ana say ofin river ofina nsuo no tetrete enne tenten no esoa to the point say nye sa sika no obodi no o ka millions of dollars asem na no ka ho asem mi say utie ni ya no ka say millions of dollars ni be hia e de ate even say wo pese wo te wo man cobra nsuo no kura na say e bia dream ana say man ni te krogen a mi say no kura entoa mienu ba ko nsuo ni aye krogen na ba ko so ayefi no che say wudi guma se ne be betie ni nsuo no ni tie no a eye fita nya ni issue no. The issue is that insuno chemicals wom na sa chemicals no yembisa se copper no a ye de sa copper nanotechnology na ye de ye no e betimi ayi metal na free mu ana. That is where the problem is. Aside that no copper no ankasa no even though ye free bibi essential metal and as essential element copper essential element and nipa yi be hia se wonko awoti wa wo se wonya copper kakra wo mu na nyese ye hia copper ye de betin nsuo ni aye benom. So what you say, ye benum ache. Say a tin shunani ama copper bem ama tin shunami anum acha. What is going to happen is that he said the day heavy metal say as ye maybe pepe. And so no one so anim soon so. We use copper no unum copper na na say copper no eche wo ni pen man say who consume it in the form of drinking water. Echa and so one ankasa ni soon so. Which of course may believe say minister no me say oh yes we will be our scientists into him. The oye and I hope say omunim side effect and then near bit media benyina anti they would factor all those things na o mahwe so etimi make sure say yentimi on be regulate concentration ye be regulate say ni ade on bitimi aye betimi aboaye ama nipa no ensure ni aye fi no na beti ne say ye yi mercury ne cadmium ne your friend say lead no money ade cyanide no dey film ne dey. I don't know how that you beat me achieve that no meaning you beat me a year free.
Prof ansana meja wa ma wakono amanfo se galamse yimu kra no ye nyaye wo mugusu tu bremu no okọ mikro ma nyina mu se ya wo mu brem ne ho pe e na wo no mu tuo e na ya hyase wo asiakwa ebe na mu wa ba bedu anyina mu no na asan asai enti nka ba ya nka ye ni kan pam wo mu mfiri mu nwi ansana ya sa piloting we wo mu aka sa no wo ya adwene.
Well, you see, the Obia can be a celebrity be stop it. The idea na air cosuno. Ubia can be a organic be a Nipani Dika. And I say, or show concern, yes, sir, show are concerned. Me jitum say and campa, the woman is saying, could say, Mumu Jais, I didn't na yet to me say, and no in soon recover home. the doctor ko fa chemical e be sama ye problem asa bi gu sa nsuo ni mu so as even alum yi kra ye di gu nsuo mu e de ama nsuo ni ti aye nom no alum no kra nsuo di gu mu with a certain concentration and so kra wo side effect ni paso so as ne esa ko fa kopa o kai se mmiri bi nanka minim mfie dudu a wodidie but minim say e maybe twemu na Ghana ye di kopa and e di twinsuo free yi eduba ukoto person di nsuo ba ofi am se na pipe na ye kopa so kai
enokre pa
we be say won say dey ntin na eja kopa no yusu ye ja kopa say yusu PVC no kopa no ankasa no e che react with nsuo a eno so my problems so it say kopa react with nsuo my problems problem the man no eno so ti say dey be ma problem betimi ama kidney problem betimi ama liver problem betimi ama CNS problem betimi ama yade bebre ntina ye hwe mu din nam so kopa no a ye de twinsuo na say men nsuo fi mu ba ye pipe mu ofie enom no enye the yes no are we not also adding more chemicals into our body already the body no nsuo no I said that's where my worry is. Do you understand? See kopa na ye twa mu na ye nyusu biem no afi ne yesa ko fa ba de abeti nsuo ni copper you use copper nano technology to make sure say you things any from more say bacteria, viruses, in fungus, and that first no. Sani person do use here. Now he saying yes, person you use near the coye, tea any from heavy metals. Well, I don't know how. Yeah, person you who sani man me one day.
Okay,
but it be at the fufu on barbecue more. I don't know.
We acquire piloting tino because yen jump the gun yen hwene after piloting no de be frɛ but the bra no nso nti nya sa de anka nsɛm ne bebre wo ho na acquire sa ahyase ne nti no yen fa nkonkon hansa ye kwaya ni mu no yenim se be san abopinu amwaje so
na jo so pi me da wase na piloting se no musika no ye pilot ade a very important means that we try say the bit me as be yeduma na enye eduma nti se de wosi aka no ene no me da wase pi so
right yan so da se bebre abusia nipa ne bon komo e professor Osai Sampene papa yi eba no se nipa na kwa no yan wawai na yan hwɛ nia ewo nipadua no mu a nipa pa na bi krompo a obekɔ ne nkra achie na yan hwɛ adekode e ma ne kɔ ade nyame ampata na oje wo ho akɔ nanom nsedo ano no na saa semi bobɔ baaye no mampani he Excellency John Dramani Mahama wantena so wakeka no ho enam so masoafo abadi e kira ohwe apomuden won sam so Mama Grace ayenso dankwa waba amane e chese sa no bet syndrome no ye say ayaka satome eda manfo ano no mampani adwene ho o motu anamon bi.
Mr. Speaker, the ambulance was there because of the proximity to the ambulance service. They got there on time and they did what was necessary. Mr. Speaker, the issue of no bed syndrome, unfortunately, is not a new issue. This issue has existed for so long, and unfortunately, we or the previous government was not able to fix it. Mr. Speaker, in this government, we will take a bold step. The John Dramani Mahama government is going to take a bold step to solve the problem of no bed syndrome. Mr. Speaker, we are going to retool the hospitals, starting from the CHIPS compound to the health centers, all the way up.
Eni awoti ye swafo abadi e kira ohwe apomuden ho nsam so Mama Grace ayenso dankwa na ewie no wo se we ya wo mo ka no bed syndrome a NPP fo donkuma no na wo ma no aye kate wo ho sa agenda 111 wo mo tibi wie mu fampo a nka sa ha wo ye firi ho.
Mr. Speaker, Agenda 111. At the end of 8 years, Mr. Speaker, there was not one single hospital that was operational.
Pomuden ho nsam so Mama Grace ayenso dankwa ene wo chese de NPP fo ye gya ho no na ese China frawa uhuhu a sham wo mato apeten nanso no wo munwie ba konkora
san komoyi nyina omai emra sebedwemene ena wo mu ediye na Mama Grace ayensu dankwa na nusi yepe ena ofuase ayirebi emra sebedwani wono so ekire mu sayi etoda wo hu Ghana ha yenkomodie bi ya na ya werho ye mobo ye wura kwadwo opon na ekasa yi wose wo gina mra sebedwafo na nemu tichu pa ne MPs na wo mo interest e wo sa asemi mu se owura chawse misa na busuafo monka fra wate na wopamochew se deputy health minister eka asasem no se agenda 111 project ayanwie enu nti na sa rehosemi asi wose ekoye sa na akoye te se de yede obi eni bresam ne arehosem enti sei no yadane no amanyosem wose e basa de yade bi e be hadwene sanse so omo kasa wo mo kosa atokrom ho no a Dr. Grace Ayensu dan kwapese wode wo mu wura na enya wo so betimi abisa se ansa na aban dada no eye MPP fo ba no se na NDC fo so na wo honom enti nko wo so be kwa akobisa se wo so edien no wo yeye e wa pomde hu ntina wo mu beto se bibie ni ho enti wo so wo besere se saade no de me emfa nya amanyosem.
I join colleagues in expressing our condolence to the family of Charles Semisa for this tragic loss. Mr. Speaker, also, let me, on behalf of members of parliament who may feel like associating with this call I'm about to make, apologize to the family of Charles Semisa for the comments that have just been made by the Deputy Minister for Health, which in our view attempts to politicize the matter. This is a matter of a tragic death, a matter that has now been announced as a subject of an investigation. There should be no basis for which at this time the attempts to suggest that it is because the immediate past administration did not finish Agenda 111 buildings, because if we descend into that arena, Mr. Speaker, we may be tempted to ask what the administration before the last one also did about that.
Ene ya wuti sesie yi eye ofuase ayirebi mrase bedwani onunyamfo kojo opon kroma
na wasansam krona mu no ana pania wano na da domkuma na no ewo mrase bedwafie eye onunyamfo osahene Alexander Kwame na afanyama aken wano na ka se wo kyese wano kojo opon kroma ya adwene pa kokam ye nti ase agenda 111 na ya nwie nti uwei no wano de wo ka send manimu ya CEO ya oda kolebu teaching hospital ano ene wonu mu aka bi ewo mu ene wo mu aka hu nyina wo mu mfo wo mramra se bedwafie na wo mehia Mr. Speaker na oba na ya busa no wonu nso be ka se agenda 111 eho ya ntimi anwie nti a wo mu aposa ne yi.
After several days of the reported news of the killing of 8 Ghanaian tomato traders in Burkina Faso, we have waited for over a week. None of the ministers, Minister for Foreign Affairs, Minister for Defense, Minister for Interior, none of
SOMPA FM.
And finally, determine whether professional misconduct or negligence occur. If misconduct is found, sanctions must follow. If negligence is proven, prosecution must follow. If a systematic failure is identified, comprehensive reform must follow. Mr. Speaker, let me leave the House with these final thoughts. If a young man can be carried from one public hospital to another, refused at every door until he dies, then the social contract is broken, and none of us, I repeat, none of us is safe. Not the rich, not the poor, not the politician, not the ordinary man on the streets. The death of Charles Emisa must force this nation to change. Human life cannot be subordinate to administrative convenience.
Charles Emisa Ukraino. Sompa fo nim ne pa. Ana wonye nipa asebe mpraduasa. Woya nipa basa. Ana woya Ghana ni. Entimi ntina ho se Ghana ni behwe ne nkwa. Na wobi ede bubo adum ni adan. Saa de na nye. Anu nti animanimu yai. Kolebu ane wonu maka ho mpanifo ni nyina no. Wo mmramra hye badwafie. Wo to aso saa. Na bibia atumi aye fine. Na wo edoso no. Na se ankoyi a wo mo ahunu ba bia wo mo de mfafra no ebefa. Wei aye domkuma no wo mo na no ni. Orimnyamfo Alexander. Wasahene Kwame na afanyama aken.
Sompa hot bite na na yeguso ye bite edema ba bia wa wote yenka di firi bia na bra Facebook no so Sompa 106.5 FM Accra na abusua bechama onu enya bi na kase no hot ede na edisa aso bia nso etibi tomakese wo mo edi hudwa ene ye ko wonchen wa asantemamu awie wote se wo mo hema hajia manzura ne ba bedu edi nkomo ekire sesese pa de Burkina kwantu sune kopensa wombenya bambo yirekete ede atoaso akoro no enya de awombe konti ene entosi tomakese no wombe papa ne tese de wo mo slice jene na yaton ede ama enti anya nwanwa se ne yeyi nketoa mienu nkura no ne ede ma asidi du na wawi aka se enti wanto so kura na wapede apeche bi na ode aka ho na de enti a wo mo se wo mo nkodwane bio no ode ye enti mra.
You just said a young boy. You're buying it, you're swinging young boy, which you're ready to see. You're ready to buy in the beckham. See a 2 month can. You see him in the bay. Sassy saying, I'm some to try to see. Yakukunia, now they're saying, I will be kumbi. And you'll papa them. Saying a bamboo. Obiaso ya wears a Burkina president and enough for Nick. You're right, your brother Manny Mahama. It's a can I'm scrub me a bamboo one, a babua. And the Japan, Seneca, one and Quani Young Cocono. And Niamani, Diamani, boy at Genepa, woman Yinako, I'm yet to carry much woman to the bay. Tiana, Yaniabre. I tell me, I'm making a delivery sabo. Drop and you grab me in our weird yet. Sister, Maniabro.
Oh, anybody pa ana wodi suo no enti wonwa edi entosi tomaro ana safra to makesi hudwa asantemamu ana atese wo mo kase
na wasansa mkro na ho no ena domkuma no wo mo pani ba ko a waka ho no asensa central mirachebejani ono kwa asen south mirachebejani ya wono na upiemu wo defense and interior foreign affairs no one na why ranking member one ye onyanfo intim fojo one na ka say wa kire say one mo koto to market e dey free waga e dey aba aman Ghana mu am ye nya bi di abo pesie di bia ya fro na ye die na nipa bonfo ba kwasa ne tuo magu ne so agu won so na besi ne aban ma mrase bedwam e mebrifu mrase bedwafo no en kire wom ne a aban na ye ne ne watie mpo no e ha dwene pa wa kire nsem mu sei.
After several days of the reported news of the killing of 8 Ghanaian tomato traders in Burkina Faso, we have waited for over a week. None of the ministers, Minister for Foreign Affairs, Minister for Defense, Minister for Interior, none of them had the courtesy to appear before us in Parliament to even update us. We wrote and insisted and summoned the 3 ministers of the security sector governance with the Foreign Affairs Minister to appear before the Joint Committee of Defense and Interior, Security and Intelligence and Foreign Affairs, so that we will hold them to account for them to update us what occurred, what contributed to the attack, and what has been done so far, government's response, and what has to be put in place.
Na attack ke bebrebe nyina aban fa ho amanebo bia mamra se odwafie ha dwene pa we yo menyamfo ntim fodwo wakasa wie yepe ena Samuel Abdullahi Jinapo wono so de kakra kan no wacha se no kre asem we pa de.
Never in the history of our country have we witnessed such terrorist attack throughout this conflict. Ghanaians have never been targeted. It's one that is very disturbing, which is why the minority have called for a bipartisan parliamentary inquiry into this matter. And I've also called for the reintroduction of the Accra Initiative, which was what the Akufo-Addo government brought to be, which ensured that we protected our compatriots in the 8 years of the Akufo-Addo administration, as well as the completion of the forward operating bases, which were started by the Akufo-Addo administration and which have been constructed and have been far advanced at the borders of our country, that the government should complete them as a matter of urgency. It is very disturbing that in this year's budget, not enough budgetary allocation was made for these forward operating bases to be completed for us to saturate our borders with military personnel.
Samuel Abdullahi Jinapo, one ne yete nkano.
Omanyi swafo ya wo share akobadie ensam so no nyamfo Joseph Bukari Nikpe e de atu dwa se nye no kre dansem bi omanfo bi e da wo mano a wo mo ka se international airport ya esesa di na free kotoka aba Accra International Airport na be bo man no ho ka wose OBREMPONG ne nkrofo no wo muntie de kire se e ka bi ani honom a e be bo aban no e wo sede omanfo bi e kire no wose ye ka sei wo ko International Aviation hono ye wo bibi ye frɛ no International Aviation Codes ehum se edin no asesa efri Kotoka International Airport aba Accra International Airport de nanso saa de ne frɛ no International Aviation Codes no enya de se asesa de tia enete enti international level nkratasemi ade a ye efri hono mo aye Kotoka ne ye de Accra ahye ho enti wei eka bɛn ne wo ho ena companies ya wo mo ene adwumakuo no eye adwumanso wo se ye hyeda wo vendors a wo mo na ye international airport no wo mo letterhead ni bibia de bia wo mo de biba enti ade a esese wo mo sesa wo ho ne ye din kuma bi na wo mu ye die firi honom ede Accra ahye honom nti wo besere se aban na wiata so wo beye nhyehyɛ pase de beye a saa de we no enkonya nsunsuanso bɔne bia ɛwɔ kiafo wo mu dwumadie ya wo mu edie mu enti wo besere se wo mo kasa ansɛm no wo mu nyai.
The good news for us is that all these organizations that control aviation, since the name change of Accra to Kotoka, have not changed the country code. Akawo still maintains the country code DGAA. Ayata and Akawo still maintain the country code ACC. So there's nothing to change at the international level. The only thing to change is the signages and the billboards that we have. But Kotoka as a company, they already have the vendors who produce their letterheads on daily basis for them. So it's not a new contract. It's just
Transport Minister Joseph Bukari Nikpe ene ete ne nkan.
Abusuya yefiri anoso a ma yenwura mu Ghana say America dollars no 5.6 million ena wo mayi e de apantama say Green Climate Fund Project. Neno na eba beboa ma yensu wansuwa no emu atimi ate na enu achi nso kra eso bambo nso atimi agina ye na saa semi hu no de oye regional programs penia oda wo ma no Global Water Partnership Southern Africa wono ene kasa ye Mame Julian Njekiti ode yentie ne nsem no.
A variety of stakeholders. So it's really about raising awareness of the need to include as many stakeholders as possible, but also building capacities in terms of developing bankable projects and submitting them through a project preparation process. Climate change has various impacts, very negative impacts on water resources and on livelihoods as a whole. So we've seen that, and it's not getting better, right?
Enkomwe wane nana opon checheku enedi Mame Julian Njekiti.
Yetwa ensem no eso enkita hodie bofotene Emma Electricity Company of Ghana Limited ECG adwumako no eye Owura William Boaten obabeyi nsem bia no efa sede Ghana fo binum womo esun na womo complain na nsemu oto enkanea asemframa Wudi goose wa to atade ba kwa na enkanea no ayira se fa wiem se fa he chese womo me use prepaid ne kura de womo asem ya wre watching postpaid for no na eno no wode aba betu dwa se ade ba kwa sese Ghana fo enyom ho ntiase ne se enye ECG fo ene hyehyɛ tariffs wase PURC Public Utilities Regulatory Commission womo na hyehyɛ enyina mo nkanea bo eni nsuo bo enti se wo ho ne ye kase ya to enkanea mu ebi oha mu chichemu edu a eye PURC fo na yesa adwuma no wo mo ECG fo de ende wo mo de ane se wo mbe implementing hyehyɛ no a PURC fo wo mo ede aba no nemum wo se wo use prepaid meter yi ebi na tariffs no ya page mu akoso ese ohu se enye den a se de na wo use no enye saa na obehu no sesi a nanso ebi wo honom nso a na eye meter ho hawo etie bia hwa na ode ne yeso unusual ase wo de ne de ya abroso a ene ECG office bia eben wo no betimi akọ no wa cheche nsemu a kyerem se yo hawo bi ne wo meter ne ho a wo mbeba be hwe no wo ma yesansi esie no
Koto prepaid na beginning of the year what of prepaid basisi na associate fee akobe bi say 200% to 100% and say yes nti me nti that is the situation on the ground me sure say bibi say implementing a PURC the my energy commission share your calibrate metering systems no na ma reflecting your PURC the charge we say be over 7,000 workers in here third party of where you mama you go be 10,000 we ECG na useless nti no afina mate sa type of issue into you need bibi sa bosu sa
wo mu nim entu hwe na hawa nwa coffee office wo se ese ade yi bronye ya nanu ya yekodi ye promotion ade Ghana for ne de afo promotion what say ye blender bi promotion microwave burner nwa kwasesa dodo no amike bi akane no ayon baako bulb mienu e bia ne mankuma bi asa promotion wakoto ade kutu bi chese appliances ne amanfo use wo mu fie no edoso enti menhwe ni mu se kane na woto enkanea e bia prepaid 50 Ghana na de utwa na wotwe a saa nneɛma na akɔse saa begu edem ho no enhwe nim se woto 50 Ghana no a still no a ebesan edi na wɔtwe biem nti owura William Boaten ya wɔyɛ communications director ema ECG adwumakuo no ne nsɛm wɔde to dwa ne bi ene ekotie yi
na wansam foforo mu no wɔno yɛ ECG de na ukopie mu okokofo na afa nso a no de wɔn ho amolas wɔn ho sɛ ne aban ne bɛya ɛna ogusu yɛ na ɛno na yɛrɛ rekaje ya wɔno yɛ chief executive officer edema Ghana National Entrepreneurship and Innovation Program nepofo wɔno na da no ɛna wɔakyɛ sɛ no kure no nyame anim ni wɔate sɛ kokofo no isu na wɔka kyerɛ wɔn sɛ NDC aban yi ya wɔte abanwa so yi wɔwɔ ne papa de makoko akuafo na wɔka sa asɛm we no na wɔka ɛwɔ sompa 98.9 ya ɛwɔ sunyan ya na sabra no ade ache bi adwumade so na amakwadu ti adwamu ɛna wɔne na ɛbɔ nkɔmɔ ɛna wɔbɔ mɔden awesa nsɛm ne kama ɛna wɔde ma ayese
administrative nyama I may not know. I don't actually know the consultation process on my firm, but I am very sure, sir, at least they may even consult some of their leadership in taking decision on this. Stakeholder consultation is very important in decision making. I realize something. Time when this some PMs and a good board. Fast tracking the law now. A stakeholder engagement in the one because you don't know the sector. I feel they work some of my industry players for years. And this, if you grant them the opportunity to also come on board with what they have, you get whatever that you need. So I think it's something wrong.
We are rekaje no wo wie kura no ano se koko bodo ho no aka da ho echenkure be ye 2 billion Ghana cedis ana da ho wo kire mu sei
Cocoa board eboka 426 million in 2021. Cocoa board eboka 2.4 billion in 2022. Cocoa board eboka 4.2 billion. You see, we are citing all these things. Say kanoba the homa Ghana for you now. Inti sa aka we na ejade to. Ye ba ye ntua akra no cocoa board oka ye tua it will be more than 2 billion Ghana cedis. Inti na omo ye financial like omo ye constraint ankasa. But that is governance. Na edwaman so bo no kosro no kakra na e wo se editum no ye de to so be kaya ye tu kokoo mu no. I think some months later I signed the increments at 200 be back home. Saturn and international market na sign e kosro. Ye nye sisi we did it. And this if all these challenges are there, na yaba na you have to meander our way through na issues are bar. Akuafo ne there I get their frustrations.
Akuafo ndem etemase na emu mayeka no na ama na akobasa we enua Erica J one year chief executive officer at the National Entrepreneurship and Innovation Program nepofo na one oyiko na amakwadu na bo nkomo wo sompa sonyan ade ache bi adwumade so na wode nsem we edane maaye hye ne nso se hot bite ni aya bite ne hot na nso enhyeshi wanum ye pep student wo madawroma na wo maso yasene no na ye de ema we ye dane ye ho anibo tata ne me yensape ye ba kase na ne aka ne do Midimafo, Pokwase Maira Accra. Midimafo, Pokwase Maira Accra.
Midimafo Heba Clinic Aba Accra.
And you won't hear passengers a gumi kaimi. A Hana do one aircraft.
Hey, and this Accra and put away the mo.
And ye the Muampa. The said ye, a Duchem Atlantic International University, America Memo, about Dr. Dujanfi Babasu, honorary degree as a professor in biology in herbal medicine. It is said here, I am more. Oh, Mr. Minim wife, your copa war. 1 year, 1 city. You send me 2 months and 8 years. Mr. Connection and Shadam Koye, na Esakakra. Say what Peggy Mama, what young Bem
Connection, what
about the crow? About the cry, stroke so dear, what found small. Chessa, I did you want any dear Siano. Yari Bia Tatia, ever Dr. Tamdasu and so. Diabetes, hepatitis B, prostate, hypertension, malaria. Yari Bia. Kumasi say, opposite government school. And then Krahanso, Obepim, or Pokuase, Maira Quanoso. For a doctor, 0244 774 282. And 0500-727215. Midimafo Herbal Clinic. Midimafo Newa.
SOMPA TV, Emma Aketiapa.
True. Emma Aketiapa papa mpabusia yewie kase no. Na sade edi kan sha asema o Mexico mamu. Bra wo mochi Numesio Seguera Cervantes. Na ewieye ne nkwa firi ne nsa. Bra na wo mode ne kwakora wo manuru no. ye bone mrane se machoi e de pa ni hoye na esi wo Mexico manum e na so mama mpani Trump America mampani kura akasa agi wotiem ente sa oba akrodea wanhwe ade Mexico fo beye no wo bedwane ne namu na eno na wo mo de ababeto se wo mo kenkan a 25 National Guard members wo mo nyina ti nananom wonse do hoye ninti ama nipa baburu osonso eka ho bia wo mo ti nananom wonse do na amania sesi security secretary ya wo Jalisco state wo boy amane John Pablo Hernandez eno wo chese eba neduafo no kura emu aduonum yensa wo mo bugeti apie ama sesi se sumesi ana benten ka ho de wo mo hyeda nkyere nanso wo mo gusuwa edi akire hwese wo betumi anya saafo no nyina asade wo mo ababeto neduafie biu kopem se asomdwe bua wo nu wo so ya sena medimafo heba center kan yen ho na time heba mixture e kan ho bi no kase a efa sompa nkran na ekọ sompa kumase takura de takwa ekọ doma ekọ sunwane ko tachiman san ko nkransa ya mankasim Kingdom Fair Bia, Adam Fupa Radio, France Abridge Mamunso, 120, Canes Urban Radio, and the Ken Star, Dromancase, or Mobia Musano, Sompa FM Live, and so FWWW.somponline.com.